Hi, hello po. Good afternoon, Ma'am Jen, no? Together with all the students. So, welcome po dito sa atin sa Educational Planning, Management, and Organization. Am I clear?
Yes po. Yes po, sir.
Audible?
Yes po, sir.
Okay, so again, good afternoon everyone, especially to our advisors, and at the same time our principal of one of the principals in ST Olipacity, Ma'am Jennifer Balitaan. Of course, I would like to thank you all for your time, for your participation, and then for your presence today in our class about educational planning and management and organization. So I'm very happy that I'm with you today in order to be your lecturer for this course, and I hope that you are all, although you are busy with your schedule, still you find time to be here at this online class. So that's why I'm so happy to be with you this afternoon, and welcome to our class, the Advanced Educational Planning, Management, and Organization. So we are going to explore the beauty and significance of advanced educational planning, management, and organizations, wherein it encourages us to translate all the insightful ideas that we are going to gain in this course, and of course to make it more beneficial, not only to all of us as educators, but more so for the good and welfare of our clients or our stakeholders, because I know that you are all school administrators, teachers, who will become also leaders, and of course we are going to manage the school. That's why it's very important topics for all of us in order to get us well acquainted with the various educational planning stage, and at the same time with the management skills, management roles and functions that we are going to put in when we are in the field. So its effectiveness depends heavily on the systematic planning of efficient management and organized implementation. So educational management, planning, and organization are very essential pillars that ensure the educational system functions and the same of smooth operations. Smooth operations, and of course that is we are observing equitable and sustainable management. So I'm going to share with you my where's this? I'm going to share with you my screen. Here you go. Okay. Okay. So about educational planning and management and organizations. So here we are going to study about the planning stages, and of course with the about the various tasks of educational planners, of course the steps in educational planning, what are the benefits of educational planning, what are educational management, and at the same time the types of management that we're going to implement, and at the same time to zero in our in as we are managing and leading the school. Of course, the educational organization, of course. So here, we're going to take up first, in order to make us this topic more understandable. So we have to consider such educational planning process. So because when we speak of educational planning, it's somewhat creating a plan of action for providing quality education to students. And I know that you are all familiar on how we're going to craft the action plans. No, you're all familiar with the templates of action planning, and we're going to apply that in this course. So because it involves setting the goals, the objectives, and of course the different strategies and activities for our educational system, as well as the determination of the resources to be used and how are we going to achieve the goals. No, of course, we're going to consider the processes. No, the processes of educational planning, which involves decision making about what resources are needed in order to provide the best possible education for all students. So that's why it's very important that we have this educational planning. For example, the educational planners may decide that a certain school needs more resources to improve the quality of education that it provides. So in this case, the planner would work with the school to determine what additional resources are needed and how to best use these resources. You know, it is both a technical and political process. Why do we say that it is involving technical and political processes? It's because educational planning is often guided by the data. We're not going to make plans if there will be no data in our hands. No, the previous data and the current data, no, are very significant. No, significant in planning because we are going to craft a database plan. No, we are going to forecast, and we are going to craft the policy framework, of course, and then the national priorities, in which its main purpose is to ensure that the education system meets the present, of course, the future needs of our learners, and then of course the school. No, lagi tayong nakatuon sa ating mga learners na kung paano natin sila, no, dahil sila yung ating mga produkto, no, na kahit saan ay dapat nating maipagmamalaki sapagkat tayo ang tayo yung nagdeboko o di kaya nag-design o di kaya ay nag-develop, no? We're the one who molded our students, and at the same time, of course, yung ating mga staff, no, yung personnel and staff in our school. Of course, we have to lead, no, them well in order to make them efficient and effective co-workers in the school. So, in other words, educational planning is about the crafting and implementation of such strategies and activities that are workable, no? That are workable and achievable, as we have in our action plan. That there is a column for the strategies and activities and how we're going to achieve our goals. So it will be carefully designed in order to attain efficiently and effectively the educational needs and goals of our school, of our students, of course, for the good also of our society. You know, when we plan, we consider all the resources that we are going to need, say, for instance, time, efforts, financial, human resources, of course, and then the material resources. If we will place them in order according to their uses and purpose, definitely the implementation of our plans will become successful. So that's why we have to look squarely with all these resources as well as the strategies and actions to be taken in order to ensure that every plan will be realized. No? So in short, this is a development and a statement of the clear goals, no? Clear goals that must be achievable within the specific time frame. And of course, the design of efficient and effective strategies are also there, no? By which the process, no, although there will be scarce resources, should be allocated efficiently as much as possible in order to respond to the specific needs. No, so that's how educational planning is important in the success of such school operation. So the in the educational planning, we are also had this activities, no, activities wherein it must be undergone the transformation, no. So it has become more participatory, no, because we need the involvement of our internal and our external stakeholders in order to solicit their ideas, to solicit also their experiences, as well as the expertise towards the development of the plan. So we need also flexibility, no? Flexibility in the sense that if there will be needing necessary adjustment or improvement, so in order to facilitate work, so still we can do it for better outcomes. That's why we have to be flexible, no, suited to the context of our plans, no, and less technocratic, no. When we speak of less technocratic, so we make more simple, yet the quality is still high and in accordance with the standards. So with the not only with the standards but also with the norms, no. So that's why we have to be technology oriented also, no, and more is it becomes more diverse, that whoever may use the plan, so it is applicable and desirable. So it has begun beyond what is main focus for a long time, so such as planning, infrastructures, of course, the increasing access and increased efficiency. So that is to become more strategic, and we are directly addressing the issues and concerns of our educational system, like the quality, inequality, the factors of influencing demands for schooling. So we are also addressing that issues. And their educational planners are responsible for the building of the new schools and institutions wherein we're going to consider our school site development plans, no, where are we going to put the buildings that we're going to build, unlike before, that wherever the school authorities or the barangay officials point where okay, so this is the proper place where we are going to build the school building, no? Yung bang hindi naka-align sa school site development plan, no? So dapat when we are educational planner, so we must have that development plans, no, para yung alignment, and at the same time ay yung kanilang mga school plant and facilities will be placed in order, no? So we're going to forecast also the new enrollment, no? The existing enrollment, and then the incoming enrollment. So we're going to forecast that in order to what? In order to have that plans of addressing such issues and concerns about enrollment, if there will be increasing or decreasing. Kaya napakahalaga sa isang planner na mayroon siyang mga forecasting about the school system, no? So the allocation, of course, and the deployment of teachers, no? We must know which school needs more teachers, no? Alin ba yung may excess teachers, alin ba yung nangangailangan talaga, may mga shortages of teachers, no? So that's also a task of educational planner. So the projection of costs, and then together with the budget estimates that we're going to use in order for improvement of our school, no? And of course, the planning of the materials that we are going to use for such a specific purpose. And these are some of the very important variables that we will take into account when we are planning, no? When we are planning. So in each of these areas, may make thorough diagnosis or careful scrutiny of every component. Kailangan talaga na mayroong mga thorough planning, careful scrutiny, no, of every component, so that we can make necessary adjustment if needed. So we are going to identify also the key problems, no? We are going to anticipate that risk or the difficulties that we will or we might encounter, no, in order to recommend possible solution, no? And we're going to assess also the different policy actions, no, the strategies, and we're going to revisit such guidelines and policies in order to make every action systematic. And of course, we're going to present them to the policymakers for decisions. So we need consultation to the well-experienced or with the expert in order to make sure that the plan will cater the needs of our users and the one who will benefit from this plan, no? So translate them into a number of programs and projects, so that we can have that organized plans, no? Because of the number of activities that we are going to undertake in order to achieve the specific goals. What is necessary is that we are going to find time for monitoring and assessment of the implementation of this plan. No, so that's how educational planning will be put into action where if we are having that or aiming for good school administration. So what are the various tasks of educational planners now? Because as we know that if there will be busy people, no, in the department or in our school, no, where we are leading, no, so one of that busy person as educational planners, no, educational planners in the sense that you are going to be responsible for say for instance for the as I have said for the constructions or for the repair of such buildings, or say for instance yung magkakaroon kayo ng mga kailangan talaga ay planner, and then at the same time yun nga nakahanda yung ating mga action plans, and then strategic directions, and of course pati yung mga enrollment, the number of teachers we need ay naroroon. Kaya busy ang ating mga educational planners, no? And what are the tasks? So they are going to participate in the discussion about the political, about economic and cultural aspirations and goals of the society, no, that should be properly reflected in the objectives, no. It is necessary that educational planners must be equipped with sufficient knowledge and skills in order to navigate the politics, in order to manage also the economy, as well as the different cultures of the people and the organization, in order to make the plans, no, in order to make this plan possible. So developing an acceptable set of goals and objectives, of course, we're going to consider the SMART plan, no, SMART plan wherein it must be systematic, it must be measurable, articulate, and of course, yung pagiging responsive and time-bounded, no? So those are the characteristics of the goals and objectives that we're going to craft once we make plans. And assessing the current state and past development of the school systems, the institutions, the programs and projects. So an educational planner must be a good assessor, no? Good assessor. You're going to make inventory of resources, inventory of people. We have the master list for full, say for instance, full of trainers, full of teachers, no? Alam natin kung mayroong mga field of concentration sila na na pinaka-strength nila, no? Yan. Kaya napakahalaga sa isang na you have to be visionary, no? Because planner you have to have broader perspectives in particularly in the improvement of the institutions. So assisting in the design of policies, programs, and organizational structures, together with the financial allocations for the next 10 to 20 years. And that's the what we consider the long-term planning, no? Long-term planning na kung saan ay napakalawak nga ng dapat ay maging perspectives of educational planner. So we're going to design such policies, no? What are suited in our organization, of course, and then the organizational structures, no? We're going to organize people, no, as part of the human resource management, together with the financial management. It is also a devising, it's a task of educational planner to assist in the design of the mechanisms for resource allocation according to specific criteria in line with the policies. No? So, say identifying the appropriate partners. When we are going to have that, we're going to who are our internal and external stakeholders, who are our major partners, particularly those coming from the non-governmental organizations, civic spirited persons who are very supportive, no? Who will be very supportive to our school operations and management. So it's also a task of educational planner to identify sino ba yung pwede nating maaasahan natin na makakatuwang sa school. Of course, we are going to set up, no, the proper incentives and regulations, no, so that the different factors identified make the most, no, appropriate decision. So incentives, napakahalaga na mayroon din tayong incentive program, no, for the welfare and benefits of our personnel in the school, no. That is for that is a reinforcement, no, to our personnel, no, positive reinforcement. That's a sort of motivation and encouragement to them in order to perform well with their assigned tasks. Another one is that it's also a task of planner to monitor the implementation of the design policy. So they are going to oversee how such policies and guidelines are being implemented in the system, no? So meron din yang mga monitoring tools, no, that they're going to use in order to assess well its implementation. So another one is that they are going to ensure transparency of the educational market. Even a single centavo, no? Even a single centavo must be present to our stakeholders. We have to communicate well all the things that are particular, those are involving in systems, functions, no, organizational effectiveness ay dapat ay well transparent to our stakeholders and must be properly communicated, no, so that we are going to win their support, no, for the school operations and management. And next it is we are going to take appropriate compensatory measures if needed, no, that is needed. So what are the steps of educational planning? And we call it genome, no? So number one is that step is the goal setting, no? We're going to set our goals, no? Our objective, no? What do we want to achieve, no? What do we want to achieve in the future? So as I have said, we must have the broad perspectives and aspirations in order to plan well, no, the necessary variables like resources, the time, no, there will be time frame for that, there will be programs and projects, the strategies, the activities to be undertaken in order to reach that goal, no? Kaya napakahalaga na mayroon tayong layunin na nais nating maabot, no? Based on for the specific period of time, no? So needs assessment, of course, mayroon din tayong mga needs assessment wherein we're going to determine our needs and then the expectations, no? What are the expectations of our clients, no? Particularly in our organization. So we're going to conduct a needs assessment, no? Ang iba dito ay ginagamitan pa natin ng mga SWOT analysis para magkaroon talaga na ma-measure natin yung ating mga kailangan, no? Who are our partners in the organization who will support, no, our school, no? What are the strengths of the organization wherein we are going to consider them as asset of the organization in order to pursue the plans, no? We're going to consider also the weaknesses or the what are needed of the organization, which will have to address, no? Kaya napakahalaga na mayroon tayong needs assessment, no? At yung consider natin yung weaknesses of the organization para maging sino ang ating mabigyan ng karampatang actions in order to make them strength also, no? Doon naman sa ay siyempre kailangan din natin yung mga opportunities. What are the opportunities that we are expecting, no? That we're going to have that in the future, and of course as well as the threats, no? Threats in the sense that it will hinder, no? It will hinder the pursuance of our goal, no? That's why we are going to address that threats or the challenges that we are going to encounter along the way. So we have also that objectives, of course. We're going to set objectives and how we're going to achieve that goal. That is through our assessment of our needs, and then, as I have said, it must be smart, no? Specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bounded. So sa objective natin, specific ang ating mga objectives. Iwasan natin ang magkaroon ng mga big objectives, no? Na kung saan hindi malinaw, dapat ay specific and attainable, no? So sa ganoon, mahihimay-himay natin ano ba talaga ang mga kailangan, ano ba talaga yung ating mga gagawing actions in order to make our plans attainable and achievable, no? So another things that we are going to consider when we are having this educational planning is that we have to consider the methods or the procedures that we are going to implement, no? The procedures. So based on the objectives that we craft, no, we have to design such methodologies or procedures on how we're going to do these specific steps or these specific guidelines, no, in order to make this contributory to the attainment of our goals, no. And the other one is the evaluation, no, evaluation which determines whether the objectives were achieved or not, no. So if we're going to achieve that plans, no, of course we need also another assessment, and this is cyclical, no, cyclical evaluation, no, na kung saan ay dapat ay magkakaroon ng if some parts or the plans are already achieved, no, what are needed for improvement, no, what are needed for improvement. Kailangan lagi ay mayroon tayong pasubali doon, no, dahil ang pag-unlad, no, ay laging commencement yan, no. Kapag natapos ang isa, may lalabas na needs na naman, then another planning na naman. So cyclical in nature, no? Cyclical in nature. So the results of the evaluations will serve as another needs assessment, and the process continues until the goals are achieved. So katulad na sabi ko, kapag na-achieve na nga yung goals of the plans, may susunod na naman diyang planning, no? Planning. Kapag meron sa planning, of course, naroon yung what went well, no? And how are we going to how did we attain that, no? So what went well. So of course the yung what does it need, no, in order to make it more improved, no? Kailangan yung evaluation natin at of course to consider natin for the improvement of our plans, and of course with the institution as well. Okay, these are the benefits of educational planning. Of course, benefits, it ensures that all students have access to quality education. No, that's one of the benefits of educational planning. That, as I have said, it's a task of educational planner to ensure, no, that all students or personnel are properly registered. No, so one of the main goals of educational planning is to ensure that that access, no, make sure that all learners, no, are in school, particularly those who are in school age, and even our out of school youth and out of school children, they will be encouraged to go back to school, no, para they have the access to quality education. And by creating a plan of action, no, and setting the goals, educational planners can help make sure that every student has the opportunity to receive good education. No, it's because of good planning. Another one is that it helps identify areas where improvements are needed. That's another benefit of educational planning. So wherein we are going to provide students with the best possible education by looking at the overall plan and objectives. Of course, the educational planners can see where changes need to be made in order to meet the needs of our students, no, be better. So kailangan if there will be some innovations, there will be reforms, of course, because based on the evaluation or the assessment being administered, so we address those areas which are needing improvement. No. Next one is it allows for flexibility in the classroom. No, it allows flexibility in the classroom. So flexibility is another crucial aspect of educational planning. Why? Because by creating a plan, educational planners can allow for flexibility in the classroom. Then this means that the teachers can make changes to the way they teach based on the needs of their students. No, it's because of the data they have now provided by the planner. So alam natin, ganun palang kadami ang aking magiging estudyante. No, ay ganito pala ito pala yung diversity ng aking mga learners. So the teachers can make some necessary adjustment based on the context, based on the learner's ability, no, based on the learner's needs, based on the learning style they need, no, yung interest of the learners, no, because of that effective educational planning. Another one is that it helps teachers be more effective. You know, when teachers have well-planned education system to follow, so it can help them more effective in the classroom by knowing that what goals and objectives are. Teachers can better prepare their lessons, of course, and then their activities, uh, the resources they are needing, and at the same time, they can lead, no, to better student outcomes. Kapag mayroon silang may maganda silang educational planning, and this makes the schools more efficient, no? More efficient, because an efficiently run school is a product of having well-planned education system. When all aspects of the schools are properly or running smoothly, so it can free up time and resources that can be used in order to improve the quality of education. No? So another one that's the benefit of educational planning is that it helps students reach their potential. No? Reach their potential, because we know well on how we're going to deal with the learners, because we know well their backgrounds, their entry level characteristics, no, their learning styles, no, and then their interests. So we can help them to reach their full potential. And through this, that is through educational planning, by providing quality education and ensuring that all the students have access to it. Educational planners can help students reach their goals and succeed in life. Now, because of the, say, for instance, the educational planner conduct inventory of the learning resources, no, and they found out that there's a shortage of learning resources. The planner can make necessary actions in order to provide them with appropriate learning materials, no? Ganun lang, together with the facilities, no? Together with the facilities, so that we can help our students reach their potentials together with their goals. How about educational management? No, educational management. So it encompasses the administration and leadership within educational institutions. No, so focusing on planning, organizing, leading, and controlling resources in order to achieve educational goals and to improve the student outcomes, by which its goals is to create and maintain the environment that promote effective teaching and learning. So as I have said, this focuses on planning, and when we speak of planning, as we have discussed a while ago, it is the first functions of the manager. No, the first function of the manager is to set the goals. No, and these goals may be for individual or for the departments or for the entire organizations, depending on the level of responsibility. No, in addition to goal setting, of course, so the educational manager develop action items along with the strategies and resources in order to complete the task together in order to meet the goals. No, so that is planning. No, ipaplan niya lahat pagdating sa resources, whether it is material or immaterial, planning on the financial, no, planning on the human, no. So human resource planning kailangan, no. Lahat 'yon ay umiinog its planning, together with the other expectations. No, we're going to consider that when we are having planning, no, with our organization. Another one is that yes, as I have said, this is the resources, no, efficiently organizing, the managing human and the financial resources. When it comes to educational or organizational structures, that is establishing the effective institutional organizational arrangement. So when it comes to information management, no, as part of planning, it is utilizing accurate and timely information for implementation, monitoring, and evaluation. Sometimes we call it data management, no, wherein we are going to consider, no, all the data that we have based on the information that we gather, not only from our organization but also with the field, no, in order to consider that for planning. Next one is the leadership and the motivation, no, wherein one of the main functions of the education leader is to inspire people, no, and to motivate them in order to achieve or to make them well, no, to perform well their functions and tasks in order to achieve the educational objectives. No? So policy development, we have that crafting of policies, no, suited to the context of the school, no? Ano ba yung pwede nating magawa for the improvement of the operations and management of the entire school institution. Curriculum development and enrichment, of course, we have to ensure that we have this relevant and effective curriculum. So localized, no, curriculum is encouraged, no, is encouraged in order to respond well to the needs of the community. No, that's why we need contextualized curriculum. No, we need also curriculum enrichment. No, for better respond to the needs of the community. Student outcomes. No, yeah, we're always considering that student outcomes must be what? It must be functional. No, it must be functional for lifelong learning outcomes that focuses on the improvement of the student learning, and at the same time, we have to be adhered with the educational standards. No, we have to adhere with the educational standards. Next is the organizing. No, so we're in. That's also the plan of the management functions, wherein we're going to meet all the organizational goals. No, putting the right people in the right job or in the right task. No, because managers know well, no, their strength, their weaknesses. That's why they are going to place people in the right position. So choosing the workers for positions and projects, though, that's one of the main functions of educational planner. Knowing how to group people and how to help them build relationship to open significantly affect, no, how will the groups work together. Sometimes the managers or the educational managers need to train employees for specific tasks in order to ensure that they have the knowledge and skills they need to succeed. So educational manager always conduct a needs assessment of their staff, their employees, so that we can place them with the right positions, with the right jobs, no? Because we know well, no, their strength and weaknesses. Next is the leading functions of educational management, wherein when we speak of leading, no, that is to inspire people, no? It will help motivate, no, employees in order to show up and to stay them productive, no? Alam naman natin kapag na-i-inspire ang ating mga personnel ay ginagawa nila ang lahat, no? Ginagawa nila ang lahat para maging productive, no? Para maging productive. Pagka napuri natin, no? Na-recognize natin ang kanilang mga ginagawa, ay lalong sumisipag at lalong nagiging masaya sa pagganap ng kanilang mga gawain sa kanilang mga field of concentration. So this also includes the sharing of a common vision, sharing of best practices, encouraging them to develop their strength, and we are inspiring them to do their best, no, in their assigned work, no? Kaya napakahalaga ng leading function sa isang educational manager, no? Because we are inspiring people to do and to perform well. And one of the aspects or the aspects needed in the proper leading or managing of the people is having effective communication skills, no, for them, because we are going to communicate them, no, on how we are going to lead and inspire them. Dahil kasi minsan kapag hindi tayo mahusay sa communication, no, kahit maganda na yung sinasabi natin, hindi pa rin iyon nakaka-inspire sa ating mga kasama. Pero if we know well how to communicate, no, ay kahit medyo yung sinasabi natin ay nakaka-touch na sa kanilang mga ego, ay still kapag mahusay tayong makipag-communicate ay nai-inspire pa din ang ating mga tao, no? That's why it's very important that we have to know well how to communicate them, no? Yan. So another one is controlling, no? Controlling in the sense that the educational manager will spend time assessing the success of their organization, no? And how they are going to meet that goals, no? So in other words, ay sila yung pinaka quality control sa organization. Alam nila paano ba ma-meet ang ating mga expectations, paano ba ma-establish yung ating mga crafted and developed na policies, no? At then quality control din yung ating mga guidelines, and they become more well oriented with the needs, no? At syempre laging with quality ang kanilang mga ang kanilang nasa isip para maging maganda ang ating organization. Alam nila which doesn't work well, no? Which doesn't work well. Alam din nila yung what works well, no? Na kung saan it helps improve the organizational development. So they understand and they make necessary adjustment for the strategies in order to meet the goals of the organization. Okay, so we have also this yeah, um, sa resource management, no, as key areas of educational management. So, like here, yung sinasabi nating efficiently organizing the managing and the human resources, no? When speak of human resources, that is from the top management, unit heads, section chiefs, the personnel or the staff, and then the general services. So we have to manage them well, and of course, they have their own, specific areas na wherein they are going to concentrate, no? At they have their own key resort areas to be performed, no? And when it comes to financial, they're looking for proper utilization. They're looking for proper utilization of the funds, no? They're going to make supplemental budget, no? Budget of work, together with the work, financial plans, no? Kailangan yon, no? Together with the how are they going to obligate that funds for then the disbursement, of course, kailangan din dito sa atin sa financial management. Kung kailangan ang disbursement, of course, kailangan din ang liquidation, no? That is for transparency, no? For transparency na kung saan ay lagi tayong ino-audit diyan, Okay. So material resources naman, when it comes to infrastructures like school buildings, no? Instructional and non-instructional rooms, you have that data, no, in order to respond well to the needs of our institution. Mayroon tayong data, no? Hindi yung kahit number of instructional rooms hindi natin alam, no? Non-instructional room hindi pa rin alam, no? Ilan ba yung school building? That's why we have to what? We have that inventory of school building, no? May building A, may building B, o kung ano man ang pangalan ng ating mga buildings, no? What type of buildings, school buildings we have in a school is necessary. Yung bang naroon ay Marcos type building pa? Yung bang naroon ay bagong lipo ng school building? O di kaya naroon pa rin yung ating PPAs, no? Yung PPP, no? Partnership building, maaaring kayo ay familiar doon, no? Kapag sinabing ano ba yung nasa left side of the school site, anong mga buildings doon? At alam natin, no? Ano ba yung nasa sentro? Yun na yung Gabaldon school building. At least alam natin how many school buildings we have in our school, particularly in our school, in our organization. How many instructional rooms do we have? No? Kailangan natin yon. What are the ancillary services we have in our specific areas? How many washrooms or comfort rooms we have, no? Suited for male and female, no? Dahil yung gender, yung gender equality, no? Kailangan din natin 'yon. Number of CRs, no? How many faucets we have, no? Yung available, how many hand washing areas na kailangan natin, yung hand washing facilities, sufficient ba sa number of clients or learners we have in school. So that's why it's very important that we know well the material resources or the infrastructures, no? We have also the facilities and utilities such as the communication system, no? Communication system, yung ating mga water supplies, yung ating electricity, and of course we have also this equipment, no? What are the equipment we have in our school? At least we have that inventory. How many technological gadgets we have, no? The media center, no? Do we have LED wall in our institution or in our school? How many smart TV we have, no? Kailangan may number of we have that inventory para kung biglain man tayo ng data, no? How many rooms are needing smart TV, no? So we have that monitoring tool together with the checklist, no? Para anytime tayo po ay handa, no? And that's one of the functions of the educational manager, no? You have to be resource management officer also, no? Hindi lamang educational manager, kundi you are resource management officer, no? Yan. So when it comes to organizational structures, of course, we are going to place people, no? The right people to right positions with specific tasks. Of course, they have the terms of reference, no? Is defined, no? Defined terms of reference, duties and responsibilities, so para maging effective sila doon sa kanilang mga gawain, no? Siyempre, i-consider natin yung kanilang major field of concentration. Lalo sa mga school, alam natin sino ba yung ating mga English majors, sino ba, may pool of teachers tayo by subject area, no? At alam natin yung kanilang mga strength, no? Together with their weaknesses in order to what? In order to improve, no? At magkaroon ng professional enhancement, no? So, in other words, all aspects, no? Even materials or financial or organizational resources must be what? Must be properly arranged, no? Properly arranged. So, lahat-lahat yon. Information management, of course, we are going to establish the database and information system. So, we have, we must have this human resource information system. We have the program management information system, and we have educational management information system, no? So at least pag binigla tayo ng mga data and information ay mayroon tayo, no? This is about the information management. So how about the leadership and motivation? Of course, we have to foster teamwork and unity, no? Teamwork and unity. Lagi nating yung teamwork and unity ay ipo-promote sa ating mga school work, no? Or ang ating workplace, no? So paano natin gagawin yon? Through team building, of course, may mga team building activities and collaboration, no? Collaboration and sharing, lalong-lalo na during your LAC sessions, no? During your LAC sessions, there will be collaborative expertise sharing, no? And be a part of the team, no? Lagi tayo ang nangunguna sa team, no? Hindi yung sila lang, ano? Hindi tayo kasama. Kapag ka ganun, hindi iyon team, no? Pagka may hindi kasama, no? Dapat lahat ay involved, no? Doon sa team, or di kaya ay kahit sa trabaho kasama tayo, no? Implement the we policy in our workplace, no? Hindi yung kayo-kayo lang, kami-kami lang, ano? We policy, tayong lahat, sama-sama. So giving rewards and recognition, of course, so napakahalaga po ng pagbibigay ng rewards and recognition in order to lead well, no, our people. Giving them praises, of course, no, ay nakakataba na yun ng puso. So sa ganun, inspirado silang pumasok, no? Inspirado silang magtrabaho when it comes to policy development, of course, yung how are we going to develop and implement such policies like work schedule, no? Itong work schedule, workload, no? Dito marami nakaka-problema ng mga educational manager, no? Dahil minsan yung workloads and at the same time yung schedule ay hindi pari-pariho ang ibinibigay sa kanya-kanyang mga sa kanyang mga teachers, no? Minsan may mga mas marami ang overtime ng iba, yun naman ito'y kakaunti, no? Kaya ito napaka-crucial, no? When it comes to policy development in this field, particularly in workloading of teachers and together with the schedule, may mga pang-umagay, may mga pang-hapon, no? Consider din natin yung other needs of our personnel. Flexi time, no? This is for non-teaching personnel, the flexi time. Consider din niyo, no? Kung ano yung request, titingnan lang natin that yung dapat yung principal at saka yung ating mga administrative staff dapat hindi sasabay ang oras, no? Kung magpi-flexi time ay mayroong mauuna at mayroong mahuhuli, no? Yan, hindi sabay na aalis dahil kasi mayroong pang mga ibang important undertakings that we need to attend, no? We need to attend even in the last minute of our official time in school, no? Kaya dapat hindi nagsasabay ang school head at saka yung ating mga administrative officers na umalis ng school para anytime mayroong mag-a-attend doon sa mga information o doon sa mga nangangailangan ng ating mga services, no? Minsan ang ating communication ay dumadating very late in the afternoon, no? Kaya pagka parehong umalis, sabay silang umalis, wala nang nakaka-access doon sa latest information, no? Yan. Kaya hindi dapat magsabay. Flexi time, no? Policy development on enjoying scholarships, no? Yan, scholarship lagi pong lagi na pong yung si sir ang napapadala doon sa ganoon. Kami hindi, no? We have the big pool of teachers, no, na kailangan ay lahat ay makaranas ng scholarship, ng trainings, ng seminars. Minsan may teachers na hindi napapadala sa trainings or seminar. Why? Dahil kasi yun nga nagkakaroon ng hindi sila yung policy development and implementation ay hindi nasusunod. So professional development, of course, kailangan natin diyan may pool of teachers tayo. Sino bang naka-attend na dito sa training na ito? Sino yung hindi pa? Pagka nagkaroon uli, ito naman ang susunod, no? Yan. Welfare and benefits, of course, kailangan natin, lalong-lalo na yung ating mga teachers, nangangailangan lagi yan ng kalinga, nangangailangan lagi yan ng pagmamahal, no? Welfare and benefits, yung wellness of our teachers, tingnan natin, baka may mga depressed na, may mga na stressful na sila, no? Titingnan din natin, hindi basta lamang natin titingnan paano ba sila how they are performing their task, no? Pero titingnan din natin yung kanilang emotional aspect, no? Meron diyan mga stress na, no? Pressure, no? Yan, hindi makakatrabaho ang tao kapag siya ay stressful or depressed, no? O full of pressure, no? 'Di ba? Kaya titingnan natin baka ay sa kabila ng kanilang mga ngiti, no? Pagpasok ay may ngiti pero deep inside mabigat pala ang dinadalang problema, no? So dapat we have the policy for welfare and benefits of our clients or our teachers. So student, of course, yung ating protection policy, no? Yung child protection policy natin, dapat ay we're going to observe that, no? Kailangan din, no? Yung no collection policy in school, no? O talagang kailangan dahil kasi di yan umiinog yung minsan ay maraming mga cases, no? Child protection policy, yung bullying, no? Yung honoring system, no? Yung honor system, kailangan din na mayroon tayong established policy for that. The grading system, no? Minsan yung grade ng bata released ang first and second grading, pero pagdating ng third grading hindi na na-release hanggang fourth grading. Tapos pagdating ng checking of forms, bagsak pala yung bata, no? Ay di ba yun ay sa mga magulang, no? Sa magulang dapat ay mayroon tayong policy, no, on grading system together with the releasing of the grades, no? Na nakakabigla ang mga magulang dahil kita niya pasado noong first and second grading, ay third grading hindi ini-issue hanggang fourth grading, lumabas ang checking of forms, bumagsak pala ang bata, no? Nagkakaroon ng problema sa gayon, kaya dapat may mga policy tayo dyan, no? At that's one of the task or the main task of our educational manager, no? Educational manager, dahil sa huli sila ang mananagot, no? The use of materials, no? Kailangan din yan. Curriculum development and enrichment, of course, we are focusing on the student learning achievement, no? So we have to conduct curriculum review, no? Curriculum review. Kailan natin ginagawa yan? At the end of the every grading period, we must have that curriculum review, which competencies did not satisfy, the mastery, no? Kailangan, alin ba yung ang mahirap na mga competencies, alin ba yung dapat ay turuan natin ang mga teachers to facilitate this delivery system when it comes to competency, no? Yan. Kaya kailangan din yung curriculum review, curriculum contextualization, nasabi ko na, then curriculum design and innovation. Of course, we have to in designing the instruction, of course, we're going to consider the pupils or the learner's ability together with their interest. Lalo na ngayon, no, na minsan ay ICT based, no? Dapat ay yung self-paced learning na kinakailangan natin ay maging interactive and at the same time ay interesting to our learners, no? Community based. So community based in the sense that we are addressing the needs of the society, no? What is suited on that particular context, no? Kaya kailangan din yung curriculum enrichment and community-based curriculum. Yes, we have this educational organizations, no? Organization. So with the educational organization, no, we may say that this is a system that plays a crucial role in shaping the performance and status of professionals by providing knowledge, by providing training and exclusive jurisdictions within the particular field. Example, the DepEd or the school will formulate, and at the same time, after the formulation, it will be implemented and coordinate with the policies, with the plans, the programs and projects in the areas of formal and non-formal education. So the educational organization is structured arrangement of people, no? People, resources, the policies, together with the processes within the educational system. So wherein we're going to define the roles, the responsibilities, the hierarchies, and then the coordination mechanism. No? So if we're going to take into considerations all these things, no, particularly the roles and responsibilities, yung sinasabi natin mga terms of reference, so magiging organized po ang ating mga organization natin. Magmula sa tao, magmula sa mga policies, magmula sa programa, kapag alam nila ang kanilang mga roles and functions, ay madaling maisagawa ang bawat aspeto na gagawin sa isang organization, no? Yan. So focusing on the collaboration, no? So in order to improve their capabilities, in order to improve their and how to discharge their duties and functions as teachers, as employees of the school. Okay, we have this importance in benefits of organizational or the educational organizations. So one of the importance of this is that better alignment of objectives and activities with the policy. No, so all designed programs, projects, and activities must be aligned with the objectives and goals. Like we have the basic education development policy, and we have also this 2030, no, 2030 BEDP. Naka-align naman doon yung ating regional educational development policy, and then naka-align din doon yung ating division educational development program. And kapag alis doon sa DEDP ay pumupunta naman tayo sa school wherein they are going to craft their own SIP or school improvement plan, no? School improvement. So, bale, yung alignment of objectives from the national level down to the school ay andoon, align with one another, no? Their objectives, their activities, they are aligned with the policies. So, sa SIP, ay di ang ginagawa naman natin, nagkakaroon din tayo ng mga annual improvement plans, no? Annual improvement plan, AIP, na coupled with work and financial plans, no? So yung WFP natin kasama, no? Dahil kasi it's because of their alignment, no? Yan. Next one is that we have the enhanced social responsibility by providing inclusive and equitable quality education for all. So meaning that we are going to make sure that all learners are in school enjoying the quality education that is accessible, that is inclusive, liberating, and at the same time modernized curriculum or with equal learning opportunities and learning resources, no? Kaya makikita natin kapag nagkaroon tayo ng when we have the educational reforms, no, there will be corresponding professional enhancement with our teachers. Along with that are the learning resources that we are going to use in order to implement well that particular refinement or reforms, no? Kaya laging magkakasama yung resources pag-alis sa human resource development, pupunta naman sa professional seminars or enhancement, then susunod yung mga learning resources, no, including our say activity sheets, no, yung mga worksheets natin, no, books, no, yan. So kasama mga modules, kaya naibibigay, no, kahit saang level yung ating mga resources, from whether it is from special education, from madrasa education, from alternative learning system, no, we have also this IPED, no, or indigenous people education. So meaning to say that we are all addressing this kind of learners we have in our community, no. Everybody is welcome to the school, no, para maka-access sa quality education. Next is more personalized. If we have that educational organization, we have that more personalized learning and effective response to all learners, no, particularly those with special education needs and distance learners, no, yung ating mga SPED, no, yung mga kung tawagan natin ngayon ay children with special needs, and of course yung ating mga distance learners katulad noong mga pumapasok sa atin sa alternative learning system. We have also the open high school, no, that we are also addressing their needs when it comes to education. So meaning that inclusivity and contextualized curriculum ay kailangan sa kanila, no? So lalong-lalo na dun sa gumagamit ng alternative delivery modalities, no? Modalities. We have also the consistent processes and evaluation tools to demonstrate and increase effectiveness and efficiency. So we have that established work processes. Established work processes. We have that work alignment and of course appropriate assessment tools together with the monitoring and evaluation tools. That is on how we're going to sustain the effectiveness of the processes, or yung ating how are we going to discharge our duties and functions, no? Dahil alam natin yung mga routinary activities, yung mga systematic work processes, lalong-lalo na kapag mga ISO certified, no? ISO certified workplace, mayroon silang mga established work processes together with the systems, no, may more on automation, no, yan. So mabilis ang service delivery kapag mayroong ganitong mga processes, no, and that's one of the benefits of having organized educational system. Another one is that increased credibility of the educational organization. So we're going to establish the work ethics in the workplace, no? Lagi nating consider yon, dahil magpakahusay-husay tayo kapag kulang tayo sa work ethics, ay kulang pa din ang isang organization. We're going to observe fair treatment and professionalism in our workplace, no? The way we deal with people, no? How are we going to respect them, no? Give respect, no? Sabi nga ay respect begets respect, no? Naroon yung professionalism together with commitment, no? Yung commitment talagang dapat ay naroon sa isang empleyado, no? Doon sa isang staff, no? That kahit walang naka-supervised, ay andoon ang kanyang focus sa kanyang gawain, no? Because he has that commitment, no, to serve. At yung atin ding as a worker in education, we must observe the political neutrality, no? Neutrality in order to what? In order to make us credible, no? Credible. Mayroon tayong tayo sa education ay we are going to observe that political neutrality, that whoever in the office, no, we have to give our respect, and at the same time yung fair treatment with them, no? Wala tayong pipiliin, no? Tayo ay non-political partisan. Simple and decent living, no? Yan. Simple and decent living in order to establish our integrity, no? Our integrity in our workplace, no? Yung bang walang bahid-dungis tayo na mga empleyado. So, kapag organized tayo sa educational system natin, we are going to increase the credibility of the educational organization, no? Na kapag sinabing, aba yung school na iyon, no? Mayroong brand name sila, no? May brand name. Ay, yun ay yung eskwelahan na transparent and very professional ng mga teachers, no? Yan. So, mayroon na ngayong brand name ang ating organization kapag tayo ay organized. Ability to demonstrate a commitment to effective quality management services. So, even we are working, no? We have to work even beyond the official time, no? Beyond the official time, and that's one of the aspects that we are going to show our commitment, no, to effective quality management practices, that we are working even beyond the official time, no? Hindi yung we are going to come late and we are going to leave early, no? So wala ang commitment doon, no? Wala ang commitment. Saka yung productivity natin, sabi maaga ng pumasok, pero wala namang ginagawa pagkakarating, So dapat isa sa alang-alang din yung productivity and efficiency ng ating mga sa ating mga workplace, and no need to supervise, of course, no? And of course we have the working initiatives adhering to the quality management system. So we're going to consider also the client satisfaction, no? Client satisfaction. Kaya kung may mga parents na dumadating sa ating mga eskwelahan, we have to accommodate them, we have to welcome them, and of course we have to serve well with with heart, no, with smile, no, because that's one of the aspects that we are going to demonstrate our professionalism, and at the same time our commitment to our system. Next is the development of culture, no? Development of culture for organizational improvement, no? Organizational culture, no? Yan. Na dapat ay ang organizational culture, of course, naroon nga yung teamwork, naroon yung ating professionalism, pagiging professionalism, naroon yung higher productivity, no? Naroon yung good, no, partnership, no, with our stakeholders. So dapat naroon sa ating organizational culture, at doon nakikilala ang ating mga organization, no? Good image, no? Good image of the organization. Kaya dahil kasi minsan ang mga clients natin, binibigyan tayo ng iba-ibang mga pangalan, no? Depending upon how we're going to serve them, no, in our workplace. That's why we have to develop a culture of excellence, culture of improvement, no, culture of respect, no, culture of respect sa ating mga organization. Then harmonization of regional and national open, no, and proprietary standards with an international framework. So, say for instance, our programs, projects, and activities, as well as the practices, they must be adhered to the national and international standards, no? They must adhere with that, no? Katulad nitong ating K to 12, no? Yung ating senior high school na kung saan ini-align din natin sa global standards, no? Global standards. Kaya tayo ay kasama na doon sa mga countries with which implement the K-12 program sa basic education. Unlike before, na tayo ay nasa 10-year education system lamang kasama. Ngayon ay kasama tayo sa K-12 basic education program, no? Doon sa mga global communities, no? Because our programs and projects are harmonized with that international framework. Balik ko doon sa development of culture for organizational effectiveness or improvement. Of course, naroroon yung ating culture of continuous improvement, no? Culture of innovations, no? At siguro sa inyo yung mga division or sa inyo yung mga workplace ay laging naroon ang CI, no? Because we want to improve our system. We want to improve our school, no? That is for the for good services. So innovations in development, of course, ay laging we are also considering that, because that's a part of growth and development of our workplace. At the same time, we are going to establish also the culture of research, no? Culture of research, ang marami sa atin, they are conducting action and basic research, no? Basic research. So, pagka ganoon ay kilala ang ating eskwelahan sa culture for organizational improvement. Next is widened participation of interested parties. That's also one of the benefits of having organized educational system. No, we have the widened participation of interested parties. We have that shared collaboration with the stakeholders, particularly during our Brigada Eskwela. Brigada Eskwela, that different interested parties come in our school for their participation. And of course, yung ating, lalong-lalo na yung ating mga schools with level 3 SBM practices, no? SBM practices. Nakikita natin na minsan ang mga stakeholders na ang nagpo-propose ng mga programs, projects, and activities, no? Ang school head ay na lang, kung saan ay nagsusupervise na lang, no? Through consultation, of course, at with the approval pa rin ng ating mga school managers, no? School managers. So, hindi nahihirapan ng school managers na mag-put up ng maraming programa, ng mga maraming activities it's because of the initiatives of the interested parties or our stakeholders, no? Lalo na yung mga nasa level 3 SBM level of practices na ang karamihan may mga initiatives ang ating mga stakeholders. Next is stimulation of excellence and innovation, no? Yan, sabi nga natin ay dapat ma-establish natin, no? We're going to establish the culture of excellence in our workplace, no? By which we demonstrate higher productivity and then high learning outcomes, no, when it comes to our students, and then performing in the different aspects of operations and governance, no? So naroon lagi yung excellence, no? Ma-academic at non-academic, no, or physical aspects ay naroon ang culture of excellence and innovation, no? Because we conduct researches, no? We conduct action planning, no? And with that planning, naroon ang innovations, no? Na kung saan na-establish natin because we want to improve our work processes in school, no? Or in our workplace. Kaya ito yung benefits ng mayroong magandang educational organizations, no? So kaya sa isang school manager o di kaya sa ating mga administrators, we must have that perspectives, no? Broad perspectives in managing and leading the school, no? Taking into consideration on how we are going to encourage the involvement of our interested parties, because human resource, as we also always say, that human resource are the assets of the organization, no? Magpakadami-dami din tayo ng mga technology gadgets, pero kulang tayo sa collaboration and of course participation of our stakeholders. Hindi pa rin tayo magiging performing dahil kailangan natin collaboration and sharing, no? Teamwork, the stakeholders. Naroon ang lakas, no? Naroon ang lakas. Okay? So do you have some questions about this educational planning, management, and organizations? Do you have some clarification on this? Meron po ba kayong gustong liwanagin? O di kayo baka naman meron kayong gustong i-share na inyong best practices in your workplace, no? That you are going to share with us in order to make this will serve as benchmarking for other school, no? Baka may mga best practices kayo as regards to educational management, educational planning, and educational organization. So do you have some questions? Do you have some clarifications or recommendation? Meron po ba? Hearing none? No? Hearing none. So, meaning to say that the topics that I shared with you are clear, and at the same time ay naging meaningful sa inyong lahat. So here is your integration activity. No, integration activity. Wherein parang ito yung mga application plan, no? You are a school head and there is a need to establish another elementary school in a certain barangay which has no school yet, no? And your district supervisor wants you to make the school closer to the community people to respond positively to their education needs. And you are entrusted by your PSDS to organize and manage the school. Here, you are asked to conduct feasibility study on establishing the school. How will you do this? You may refer to the DepEd Order number 40, series of 2014, the establishment, merging, conversion, and naming of the school. Yan. So, what you're going to do is that you are going to conduct feasibility study. No? So, naroon sa DepEd Order number 40, yung establishment of the schools. No? That's your integration activity as part of educational planning, educational management, and educational organization. No? Sama-sama doon sa ating feasibility study on establishing school. So here is my email wherein you are going to submit your feasibility study. No? Okay. So according to Margaret Thatcher, no? So we have to plan our work for today. No? Plan our work for today and every day, and then work your plan. No? Meaning to say that we have to work well, no, with our plans. No? Dahil yung plan without action is just a dream. No? It is just a dream. And plan with action, no, considering our goals, no, may become a reality. No? As long as na hindi natin ginagawa, ang ating plano, mananatili lamang iyon na plano. Pero kung sasamahan natin ng gawa, magkakaroon ng katugunan o kaganapan. No? Another one is that education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow's belong to those who prepare for it today. No? Yan. Nangangahulugan na kung tayo ay nagpe-prepare today, we're going to have the brighter tomorrow. No? Or the future. That is according to Malcolm X. So, again, do you have some clarifications or do you have some questions? Are you still there? Okay, so
Yes,
I'm going
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes po.
hearing, no?
Yes po, sir. Yes po,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you
So,
din po,
Willis,
sir.
thank you very much.
Thank you po.
And,
Thank you
of
so
course,
much po. Salamat po ng maraming. Thank you po,
Thank you
sir.
Opo.
Thank you po, sir. Thank you po, Doc.
Thank you po, sir.
Alright, dear students. Maraming salamat po sa inyo at see you po again sa ating pong susunod na
Thank you po.
online class with
Opo.
our SDS po from Lipa City. Sir, maraming salamat po. Thank you
Thank you
po.
very much din po. Thank you very
Thank you,
much to
sir.
you all. No, I hope that you gained meaningful insights about
Thank you po.
educational planning, management, and organization.
Yeah.
Thank you. Happy to serve you well.
Thank you po. Thank you po. Okay, dear students, pwede na po tayo mag-enjoy ng the rest of our days. Ano po, ng ating day. See you po again on our next online class. Thank you so much. Pwede na po tayo mag-leave sa link.